Welcome everyone. So what if the Earth wasn't just a sphere of rock and ocean, but a living structure encoded with sacred geometry? Across cultures and across millennia, five shapes have been revered as the fundamental building blocks of creation, the Platonic solids. So each of them fits perfectly within the sphere, and when projected into the globe, they reveal something extraordinary: bands of energy, aligning with sacred sites, volcanoes, and magnetic anomalies. So here I have the tetrahedron, highlighting the 19.47 degree north and 19.47 degree south bands. So let's begin with the tetrahedron, the simplest of the five. So when one is placed inside the Earth with its apex at the North Pole, the base vertices align precisely at plus and minus 19.47 degrees latitude. So this is no coincidence. So volcano like Mauna Loa in Hawaii has been plotted here. We can see the line is crossing Mauna Loa in Hawaii, but we've got also other ancient sites like Teotihuacan, in Mexico. Yeah, here, somewhere around here. Sorry, so I didn't put the sites, but on this file, I'm looking only at the geometry, and there's sacred powers like Emir Kusi in the Sahara, all lie along this mystery band. So yeah, Sahara, somewhere around here. So many believe these sites are not random, but aligned with Earth energy flow. So that's the double tetrahedron. So we've got also the green line corresponding to the 19.47 degrees south. But now I'm going to show you the cube. So I'm gonna take off this. So that's the cube. So next is the cube, a symbol of structure and form. So here you can see this is the top face of the cube. It's all centered, this face is centered around the North Pole. Its vertices, when inscribed in a sphere, project to 35.26 degrees latitude, plus and minus for the south. Along this line, we find cultural and geological landmarks, like Mount Fuji in Japan. Yeah, so if we go to Japan, it will align to Mount Fuji. There's some ancient sites in Kyoto as well, and even Bandelier National Monument in the American Southwest is one of them. So you can play around and see where those band energies converge to. What are the sacred sites? You can have a bit of investigation. I will be providing this file for the 5 Platonic solids. And then we've got the dodecahedron. So I'm going to show you the dodecahedron. So hiding this dodecahedron, which is the most intricate geometric form in comparison with the others. So we have different bands of energy which emerge at, well, the red colors for north, green colors for south. So we have 10.81 degrees and 52.62 degrees latitude. So these bands of energy are actually circle of latitudes which join all the vertices as much as you can, compact them Here for the dodecahedron, we've got like obviously the pentagon. So we've got the first latitude, circle of latitude, but we've got a second one as well, because it joins all the different vertices as well at the bottom. But it is more intricate, as you can see, with the dodecahedron, because it's a more complex platonic solid. So these bands cross less populated zones, yet graze places like Amsterdam and Berlin, hubs of modern cultural power. In esoteric traditions, the dodecahedron is said to govern the subtle harmonic blueprint of Earth, less visible but deeply resonant. Let's now have a look at the octahedron, which is more simple. So the band of energy will be at the equator, which is a simple line, obviously, simple circle of latitude. So the two vertices will be on the North Pole and the South Pole. So it's two pyramids, one upward meeting at the apex at the North Pole, and the other downward theta pyramids meeting the South Pole. And then for this octahedron, we find equatorial monuments like Mitad del Mundo and Cuatequilla in Ecuador. These sites are not only geographical markers, they may be gateways for solar and planetary alignment. The octahedron connects north and south, heaven and earth. Next, we look at the icosahedron. So the icosahedron has got 20 triangular faces, a pattern of dynamic flow. In the north, we find Iodia, a city sacred to billions. This shape is often used in planetary energy grids because it affects flow, motion, and integration. It's the geometry of water and of vibration. So the band appears at 26.57 degrees latitude. So you could explore more. If there's any sacred site, we could highlight. I just give you a few examples, but it's not all of them. Obviously, there's more research to do. So now I'm going to layer all together the 5 platonic solids. So I kind of make it all visible so we can see here. We've got all the five platonic solids, which create a kind of planetary harmonics, a frequency map of Earth itself. Whether you're drawn to sacred geometry, ancient temple, or planetary science, these platonic solid shapes offer more than math. They offer a code, perhaps even a key to how Earth breathes, vibrates, and aligns with something far greater. Geometry is not just the structure of space, it's the signature of energy. So here we are. My first intuition when I looked at this was to link it to music. Why? Because we know music is to do, well, if we describe it in terms of mathematics, it relates to lengths. Okay, strings of lengths, like these lines, for example, we could say this is the fundamental musical note. So if we want an octave, we just go to a double size of that length, a double length. So mathematically, if we look at the energy bands, circle of latitudes as a measurement of lengths, we could interpret this as a musical ratio. All right. So the point is, can we give a reference to this map. We could take the equator as the nodal, as the reference point, the reference circle of latitude. The first musical note we refer to could be the fundamental note, which is obviously the length is the most important. The equator, you've got more distance across the globe. Well, why not? I will think more about this, but I think if you want to go further with this, it's easy to calculate the circumference of those circles of latitudes, depending where they are located on the sphere. At the equator, we know it's about 12 power to the 5. No, it's about 12 to the power 5 divided by 10. So it's about 28,000 miles. 24, I think it's 24,800 miles, something like that. So we have this circle of latitude as the equator. We could associate it with maybe a musical note of 360 hertz, for example, and then according to the measurements of the other in miles of the other circle of latitude, we could associate those circle of latitudes with different musical notes. That could be an interesting exploration if we want to link geometry with music. So there is a formula to calculate these circumferences, and I will try to explore a bit more about this. So the next video as well, I believe I will also share something I found online to do with an energy grid. Someone who did already the work and went further with this. So I will present this, introduce his work, but also trying to go further as well to see if I can find a bit more detail, or refine the detail, refine an energy grid is a bit more local, instead of to be more general, around the globe, like here. It's very general, but if I wanted to know where are the energy points, for example, let's say in England, in UK, there's nothing can show me where the energy points are, because it's only one layer, but there's other layers as we go deeper, more layers to it needs more points, more layers of geometry to find out where those energy points are in England. We've got that line, and I've got that line, but there's obviously this line we know well. It's a well-known line. San Michael ley line is not shown. It's because it's not covered by this by the 5 Platonic solids. It needs a bit more depth in geometry, more other layers to go to visualize those ley lines, or these energy points. So yeah, this is something to investigate, to go deeper, to do more research. So this is something I will be doing. Okay, thank you very much, and have a great day, and happy solstice. Bye bye.